Everyone, welcome to another action figure review. This time I'll be featuring a new series of action figure reviews on these action figures. They were released, I want to say, about a month ago or a month and a half ago. I never picked them up until now. These aren't Star Wars action figures. These are made by the same company though, Hasbro. And so, I've got X-Men Origins Wolverine action figures. Of course, featuring different characters. These are the first three that I purchased. I have Wolverine in his jacket, and this is the movie version from X-Men Origins Wolverine. And I also got Deadpool from the comic series, the famous character, famous villain. Okay, and also found this. Apparently, this is part of the new wave that is just starting to hit stores right now. It's Cyclops from the comic series, and of course, if you've already watched my other X-Men retro movie reviews, I'm a huge fan of Cyclops. So I was really excited to find this on the shelf, the only one, also at that. So just want to say a few things before I get into the singular action figure reviews. Sorry. Want to take note of the packaging. Packaging is smaller than your traditional Hasbro action figure. G.I. Joe is pretty much a square or rectangular card, and it's definitely it's bigger than this. And Star Wars Legacy or Clone Wars action figures are a little bit bigger. I made the size comparison. I don't have, here. I have a sample, and this is of the Luke Skywalker from the Wave 6 collection. If you see a side-by-side comparison, maybe it would be better to do a front comparison of the card. You see there's a little bit of extra of the card, or maybe just back-to-back would be even better. So hopefully you guys can see that. There's obviously the card of the Star Wars Legacy Collection action figures are a little bit bigger. Not too much, but then you'd think that hopefully they're trying to be a little bit greener and save a little bit more money. I kind of like the smaller cards, of course. For mint on card collectors or carded collectors, definitely you'll have more space. Even if it may not seem much, but hey, you know what? For me, a little goes a long way. So definitely, really nice packaging art, of course, featuring Wolverine, and his with his trademark growl or like action pose, and of course his claws ready for action, and nice name of the character on the card here, and X-Men Origins Wolverine. You can see the character clearly. Character kind of pops out with the colors of the card back, really nice. And I never noticed this until I actually picked up these action figures yesterday. There's kind of like cuts from his three claws over here on the side of the card. Hopefully you guys can see that right there. 1, 2, 3. So I thought that was pretty cool. Not bad. And of course on the bottom it says ages 4 and up. And that's pretty much from the front of the packaging. And on the back, of course, it does feature his action feature or whatever bonus accessories he comes with, interchangeable hands, and he does come with interchangeable hands on the front, which when I get to the review I'll kind of explain, which kind of doesn't make sense why they included that. A little bio on the character Wolverine. It says here, on the run after escaping from the Weapon 11 facility at Alkali Lake, Wolverine knows that Stryker and his men will never stop hunting him. He's seen what evil Stryker is capable of, so rather than run, Wolverine turns to fight and free the mutants imprisoned by Weapon 11. So, very interesting. Hopefully that didn't spoil anything for you guys. Of course, featuring the other characters also in the rest of the movie wave. The movie version of Deadpool, the movie version of Sabretooth, and another movie version of Logan with an axe. So, and an ad here for visit Hasbro. www.hasbro.com/Wolverine. Collect them all the legal stuff and all that stuff. Product and cause may vary. Marvel, 20th Century Fox, Hasbro logos. Of course, the barcode under and all that other logo stuff that must be on the package. And of course, here, warning, choking hazard, small parts not for children under 3 years of age. So that's pretty much it. The one complaint I do have on these action figures, they're cool. And at first, I kind of didn't want to get them. The reason being is because I've always been used to seeing Marvel action figures as either 5-inch figures from the animated series or like bigger 6-inch or Marvel Legends size. I can't remember right now what scale Marvel Legends are. Maybe 6-inch. Hopefully I'm right. Maybe I'm wrong. So correct me if I am. But anyway, I'm used to seeing bigger Marvel action figures. I'm not used to seeing them as 3 3/4 action figures. So when they first came out, I kind of thought, I don't think I'm going to get those. But after a while and seeing some reviews on YouTube and other collectors getting them, it kind of grew onto me. They've kind of grown onto me, and I thought, you know what, I'll kind of give it a try. So I thought of getting Wolverine, of course, from the movie, and Deadpool, which looks really cool and supposedly one of the best comic series action figures right now, and of course my favorite character from X-Men, Cyclops. And not to say that I don't like Deadpool, he's cool. I also like Wolverine, but Cyclops is definitely a favorite, so I thought it was cool. Hopefully they'll release, and obviously if you've seen the trailers, Cyclops has a cameo in the film. I hope they kind of release that version of him, the teenage version. I would so get one, or maybe even two, keep one carded. So anyway, pretty cool. I guess anyway, going back to my complaint on these action figures. For Hasbro to release a new line of scaled action figures based on X-Men and like the Marvel Universe, like the other series of the Marvel Universe, bunch of characters, Thing, Spider-Man, Punisher, Iron Man, all that, Miss Marvel, all those other characters from the Marvel Universe. My only complaint is that they're pretty expensive. For at Walmart they're like $8.44. They retail at that price. At Target they're $7.99. I got these from Target because they were a smidge cheaper, and of course 45 cents adds up when you know, and plus tax. So it's pretty expensive. I kind of wish they kind of lower the price at least to the same amount of Star Wars action figures, because when you look at these guys, they only come with accessories and they don't come with like a Build-A-Droid part. Obviously there aren't droids in the Marvel Universe, but they don't come with like a Build-A-Sentinel part or something like that, like the Marvel Legends figures did. So I would have wished at least they would have lowered their price, because it's pretty expensive for an $8 plus figure plus tax. That's pretty ridiculous, at least from my perspective, especially in today's economy. I don't know about you guys, but that's how I feel. So that's just my opinion. But I think, especially if they, you know, if they've, you know, I mean, as time goes by, if they want to bump up the prices, go ahead to $8, as long as you give the collector something more. You know what I mean? Or give the buyer something more that makes it worth $8, definitely. So that's pretty much it. And like, you know, just from that example, look at the Star Trek action figures, the 3 3/4 action figures of Star Trek from Playmates. They're retailing at $6 plus, which isn't bad, and which was a good price for Star Wars action figures. Unfortunately, Star Wars action figures now are like $7.49 at Target, $7.40 plus cents, or 30 plus cents at Walmart, or 49 cents at Walmart. So, or whatever. So, you know, I mean, that's the way to go. If you're gonna reintroduce, even if they're well-known characters, kind of lower their price at first, especially in this economy, and then as collectors, give, like a year later, bump them up if you want to, and give us something a little bit more to see that we're seeing where our money's going. So, you know, anyway, that's just my opinion. I'm going to get to reviewing these action figures, and I hope you guys watch out for that, and hope you guys enjoy it. So thank you guys for watching, and until next time, I'll see you guys soon.